Season 9 music. Does it pass the test?
I was just waiting.
Would your mom like it? Would she like this? If she's looking down from heaven right now and listening to this, would she like this music? Because that's what matters.
She would often surprise me of the music that she didn't like. I know I think our first switch, we were all excited about it, and she said, "No, I'm not a big fan of it." So
was it rock and roll? She liked the hip hop, didn't she?
I don't know. I don't remember. Rap.
That's right. The rap.
Yeah, she wanted to hear your rap stories.
Yeah. She's got some Lecrae on up there right now.
I was waiting on your cue to welcome everyone.
Yes. Well, go ahead.
Welcome to the Coaching Life Podcast.
From the new pod.
Yeah.
The brand new studio.
Wish we could give everyone a
little. Yeah, they can kind of see it. I'm on one side of the room.
Yeah.
Coach is on the other side of the room.
This is really cool right here. We can
yes.
Look out,
see, we've talked about. That's why I wanted to put you over there, because we've talked about that college green, and you've even mentioned of how cool it is to be able to the beauty of this space. I mean, you can actually see Cutler Hall behind you there.
Yeah, now you've got my back to it. I can't see it anymore.
I'm looking at it. That's right. I'm in your old seat. We took the table out, and now we've got these nice, comfortable. We might fall asleep while we're podcasting.
Who knows? Then everyone will be asleep,
including the hosts. So that's right.
Listening and watching.
Yes.
Have you gotten any more? Well, I guess this is the first time we've recorded in a while.
Yeah, it is since before Christmas.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So,
holidays treat you well?
Sure. Yeah.
you looked a little reluctant there.
Well, do we want to kill the
I mean,
mood
if something really bad happened. Well, it was your first holiday without your mom.
Yes.
So that's where you're going. Okay.
Yes,
I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
Thought about that.
No. It's life, and it's, everyone's.
We talked about it at Thanksgiving. I texted you and you'd mentioned that you guys were hosting Thanksgiving, and I said it's going to feel different for your dad, and you said for all of us. I'm like, yeah, of course. So.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can you say?
Get you.
That's about it. So.
That's right. Well, I'll lighten it back up. Last week I got to watch Palmer for 2 days.
Yeah,
my granddaughter Palmer.
I was texting you. I texted you text after text after text, and you never responded.
Buddy, you got to keep an eye on a toddler.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've had a toddler, and she is less than 1 month away from being 1 year old. That's incredible, just absolutely incredible, and which means she's in that stage of just doing a lot of cool things, saying new things, learning new words. I mean, she's not saying words other than dada and mama and, hey, she'll say Daisy, their little dog Daisy. And it's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible experience. I still don't feel like I'm old enough to be a grandpa, but I know that I am. I mean, I'm plenty old enough to be a grandpa.
You can't dispute it.
But here's the thing. That's right. You are as old as you feel, though, right? So that's the key.
Yeah.
How old do you feel today?
I'm tired, Coach. The basketball baseball combo, the sandwich is starting to wear me down, I think. So I'm starting to find wisdom in the things that were told to me in the past when I was.
You could see. Okay, I wasn't about to go to the "I told you so" thing, but no. It's hard. It's hard to coach two sports, especially ones that butt up against each other.
Yeah. And I thought, because I'm coaching junior high, so I thouh because
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The time consuming.
It's very time consuming.
Time constraint is the same.
Oh, and mentally, you're engaged, and and right now obviously we're beginning baseball workouts, which is a little later than what we wanted to be, but we started last week, and so now you're engaging two teams. Yeah. You got two things on your mind, and it's difficult.
Well, and you want to be fully committed to both. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. You said it's just junior high, but I know that you don't mean that, because I know that your preparation for a junior high game is the same as it would be for your varsity baseball game. You want to win, and you want them to be the best they can be, and so it's never just elementary school or just junior high or just little league.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I try to find my logic, like think back to what I was actually thinking, to why I thought it would be easier to step, because I was the assistant varsity coach last year, and step out of that and be the head coach of a junior high team.
Yes.
Faulty logic.
I tell you, man, it is a different world. I don't care what level it is. Assistant coaching to head coaching is a completely different world, and it's awesome that you say that, because as you can see, I brought some things with me today.
You got a stack.
I got a stack of books, and one of the books that's in my stack is actually on the bottom, and the reason why is because I was going to share all of these with you, the books I plan to read, but I was going to end with the one that I'm reading now currently.
Okay.
And so I'll pick it up.
All right, let's go.
It's called The Tough Stuff.
Tough Stuff.
The Tough Stuff. And I'll tell you what it's about. It is 7 hard truths about being a head coach. And so it starts off right away with talking about what you just said, is that people, he actually uses a lot of examples of professional coaches, amateur coaches. He himself is an amateur coach. I'm not even sure what sport. I can't remember what sport he said it was. He's talking about coaches from all over the world in a bunch of different sports. And one of the coaches, I believe, who he quotes from in chapter 1 was an assistant coach in the NFL, and he got a call to be a head coach over top of someone that they felt like should have gotten the job. Like he felt like someone else should have been able to step in the job. Someone else who was a head coach already. And he just talked about how he learned really quickly the difference between what it means to be the head coach versus all of the things that you have to do and think about that you don't have to do and think about when you're an assistant coach.
Right.
But this is so far. This is really, really good. I could tell that it was going to be good. But I'll tell you what the 7 principles are just real quick here, just so you can to pique your interest in buying this book.
All right.
It's called The Tough Stuff by Cody Royal, which I believe. What else is he? Where Others Won't is the other book that he has written. I think he got a little fame with that one. Hard truth number 1 about being a head coach. Everyone thinks you're an idiot. That's chapter 1.
Sometimes your assistant coaches as well.
Indeed. He goes, I mean, it's everyone, and so of course he's talking about pros and, people who have to deal with the media as well. We deal with the media a little bit, but not nearly what,
and not in the same regard.
Exactly. But everyone else has a better idea for, things that you should have done. And,
right.
And sometimes even yourself, you think you're an idiot.
Yep.
Hard truth number 2, your fiercest rival is yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Hard truth number 3, you don't possess the God particle. You can't make things happen as much as you want to make them happen. You're pretty dependent upon the talent that you're given, depending on what level you're coaching, right? Regardless of the level, you're dependent upon execution.
Absolutely.
Execution. I mean, one of the stories that I just read this morning from the end of this chapter was the story of Pete Carroll losing the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots, and how everybody thought he was an idiot. How journalists jumped all over him, newspapers everywhere, the worst coaching decision. Yeah. His running back was Marshawn Lynch, and they were at the goal line, and the 1 yard line, time was running out. They needed a touchdown to win the Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl, yeah. And instead they throw a pass at the 1 yard line. Russell Wilson throws an interception, and they lose the Super Bowl. And of course, today, they have analytics, who look at that play, look at the whole game and everything, and analytics say that was actually a good call. Mm-hmm. It's easy to what's the actual quote? It's so good. It's easy to equate the quality of a decision with the quality of its outcome. It's called resulting, and sometimes you have a good plan and it works. But you don't win the game. Sometimes you have a good plan, it doesn't work, and you win the game. Which one of those is better, right? Which one of those makes you a better coach?
Right.
And everyone's going to say, well, obviously the win makes you a better coach.
Well, they'll say that in the moment.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But that happened. I mean, Pete Carroll got destroyed over something that, who knows? I mean, you would think the percentages say you hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch, he's gonna punch it in, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way to predict the future. There's no way to go back in time and say this would have happened.
Right.
And so, it's been easy for all of us to hammer who? The head coach.
Yeah.
Right? For that
do it every
reason.
week, watching the Browns and following along on Twitter. You can hear, so many fans trash Kevin Stefanski, who's probably the leader to be the coach of the year.
Yeah, you're right. Using 5 quarterbacks, making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, right. So he can't be that bad of a coach.
I told you the other day, I hope the Browns go to the Super Bowl.
You did.
I hope Joe Flacco takes them to the Super Bowl. I am rooting hard for them to go to the Super Bowl. I just want to see the buzz around that organization after the Super Bowl win.
It's going to be a Lions-Browns Super Bowl.
Flacco?
Oh, look at that face.
Lions-Browns. Lions are hot, though.
Didn't the Lions beat the Cowboys?
They did.
Or did the Cowboys beat the Lions?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be the one good team that the Cowboys beat.
Listen. So the Eagles aren't any good now either, I guess. So.
That's right. That is the one. That's the team. I think the Lions did beat the Cowboys.
They were part of the Eagles' downfall, that 7-game losing streak. Yeah,
broke them. Yeah,
they're hot. They're hot. They're hot right now. They're pumped. I just hope they don't try to. I mean,
I sent you a text the other day that the Cowboys have your favorite coach, your favorite quarterback.
Yeah.
Or your favorite team. But I forgot something.
Mr. Time Management McCarthy.
I forgot something. A very important piece of that puzzle.
Owner.
Your favorite owner as well. I know your brother, Coach Stewart, is.
See, this should just.
He feels the same way.
This should just prove how good of fans we are.
Oh, get out
to
of
stick
here.
with these guys, even though you've got
to stick with these
Jerry
guys.
Jones,
Get out
the
of
most
here.
annoying owner in all of NFL, in the NFL. The most annoying owner in all the NFL.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'd say that.
And that's my favorite team. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well,
a head coach who has had some
month
success. He's won a Super Bowl under the Green Bay Packers. He's supposedly an offensive genius. And you know what? I'll give him that. The offense looks a lot better this year.
But Dak's
under Mike
playing
McCarthy. Well,
Dak's
yeah,
playing
the execution, right? Yeah, yeah.
Talked to my basketball team about that last night. I said, because they're like, we don't like this play. Yeah, guys, it's just a play. There's no play that's going to work every time. There's no defense that's you can't score against. It comes down to how you guys make it work. It's the players within the play that make it work. It's good feed, but yeah,
they buy it. They believe
I think
it.
so.
Believe in.
They all think I'm an idiot, so
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Head coach is an idiot. Principle number 1.
Right.
So, number 4 is you're not a coach. You're a person.
That's true.
Don't allow your identity to get wrapped up into being a coach.
Man, that's true with everything, Coach.
Yeah.
That's true with everything. I think, we had a kid, a senior at Meg's. He spent his whole life working and getting better, at basketball, and tore his ACL earlier this season.
Early, right?
And struggling with that thought of what do I do now? I can't play basketball, and that's I know that I was talking to his mom, but I was talking to his mom because Justin Roush. We had Justin Roush on as a
really good episode about
guest,
this very issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Facing injury.
That's exactly what he said. Is he struggled with his identity after he was no longer a football player, and I think Justin went to talk to the kid and.
Oh, good.
And told him the same thing, and we do that. We do that all the time with in any role that we're in, not just sports, but coaching, but our job and anything like that. We can get lost in that. We do have to remember we're people,
right?
And we got to remember our players.
Players are too,
because we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a good principle.
It is. Number 5, you're hired for your brain.
Yeah,
you're supposed to know more about the game, the sport that you're coaching than anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's why they brought you in.
Right.
Number 6, every word counts.
Oh boy, that's
communication, how you say what you say, an episode that we've had on this podcast.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And number 7 is tactics don't really matter. And I haven't read these late chapters, so I can't really elaborate much on what he's going to say about them. But it's intriguing. Yeah. So just looking at the summary of this book was intriguing to me. The tough stuff. So,
yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What's your other books there? Are we going to go down through the list?
Well, sure. Yeah, we can. Because I can't elaborate on them. I haven't read them yet. But
right.
I had this, it's a new year, right? It's a new year, new challenges, new goals. And so I sat down on New Year's Day, having the day off, just watching some football. And I got onto Abe Books and Alibris, those online stores where you can buy used books and get them fairly cheap. I mean, I actually got these 7 books for like $37. And,
really?
Yes, I recommend that. Highly recommend it. alibris.com. Alibris.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
a lot
about.
of students, back when they used to buy textbooks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all digital now. They would get a lot of books from these kinds of sources, used books and things like that. In fact, this book, when it came, by Augie Garrido, Life is Yours to Win. Can't wait to read this. Right? Not only so it was used, so it's got markings in it.
Cuss words in it.
I would imagine so. I was leafing through it when I first got it, and I just did this like that, and I'm like, what the heck? There was a $1 bill stuck in the middle of that.
Is that right?
I don't know if it was like the guy's bookmark or what, but he left it in there. And so I this book was $1.99, bought it used, and there was $1 inside it. So this book was 99 cents.
Do you said there's writing in it. Do you write in your books?
Sometimes yes, and the one that the reason I was able to find that quote so fast is because I underlined it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't.
Do you write in your Bible?
Yes,
I do not. I don't like it.
Well, I have some Bibles that I have written in, like the Bibles that I study with. I write in.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, I don't think.
And
you're
honestly, those actually are the ones that I preach from too.
Yeah.
Because the notes remind me, as I'm reading the scripture that I'm talking about, there'll be a note that I put in there from 1998. And of course I'm not using that same Bible. It's pretty cool, I think, to be reminded of.
I don't know. There's just something about writing in a book. It never.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wish that I wish I wasn't okay with it, because I think sometimes stopping to write in the book breaks the momentum of reading the book. But then on the other side of my mind, the reason that I do that is because I want to easily find. Like I know I read that in a book somewhere. Oh yeah, it was this book. Where was it at? And if I just do this, and I'll find all those notes, and then I find it more easily. Whereas sometimes when you just read the book and put it down, it's hard to recall. Like if you actually want to go back and find something that you underlined, like. I underlined this very last line of this chapter. Coaching is difficult. You're supposed to know everything and offer constant belief and hope to a huge number of mostly complex individuals. At the same time, everyone thinks they can do the job better than you. You're never short of someone telling you what you're doing is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Augie Garrido, Life is Yours to Win. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
This is a book I actually bought this summer, and I didn't sit down to read it yet. Everything Matters in Baseball, the Skip Bertman story. And so it is. It's not written by Skip Bertman, but it's all about Skip Bertman. It's Skip Bertman telling stories to the author. And Skip Bertman, of course, the legendary college baseball coach, championship winning. The winningest college baseball coach in terms of well, I don't want to. Is that true?
I'm not for sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's the winningest college baseball coach, but man,
I know people think he's an idiot.
Yeah,
or did.
Yeah, that's right. I guarantee you they did, because one of the things that he did, I actually, in reading the foreword of this book and reading a little bit at the beginning of it, the introduction of it. I was reminded that he was an assistant coach at Miami, I believe, and he wanted to be the head coach there. And he had a lot of ideas. He was practically running things in Miami anyway. And LSU calls, because LSU was in the tank. I mean, their facilities were terrible. Nobody was coming to their games. And he gets to LSU, and he is a marketing genius. He not only is a great coach, but he also had these. He said, "You know what? Here's what we're going to do." as part of their practice plans was cleaning up the stadium, he said, we're going to have the cleanest restrooms of any college baseball stadium. When people come, they need to feel comfortable. They need to know, you know what? They got good restrooms there. I mean, every little thing. If he saw a leaf somewhere, that had blown into the stadium and it was along the track, the warning track, and his player didn't pick it up, they'd be in trouble. Things like that. And he set a whole different mindset. And they started winning. They started filling that place up. And now LSU actually sells out every single baseball game.
Oh, they're one of the greatest programs.
Exactly. Yeah. They were not until Skip Bertman came. And so that's why I like learning from him. Relentless Optimism.
Here's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. Yes. But this is a narrative. It's written in narrative style. So it's going to read like a novel, like a story. And it's basically a story about, obviously it's going to be a very easy read. You see how big the font is and how far apart the lines are there. And so it's the truth about positive thinking and how to make it work in your life. Positive thinking leads to positive outcomes. Things that we talk about a lot. But it's actually it's written. These lessons are given around a narrative, much like what John Gordon does with his books, The Positive Dog, The Energy Bus, and those. This one I have beside my bed. I've been actually reading like one lesson a day, an evening with this. So I guess I kind of have started reading this one as well. It's called 59 Lessons, but it's given to us by the world's elite coaches, athletes, and special forces. People who have served in special forces. And it's just 59 lessons. Just general leadership lessons, lessons about life in general, but mostly they come from the context of sports. So I feel like there are a lot of podcast episodes in this. So I had an ulterior motive for purchasing this book.
59 of them, maybe.
59 podcast episodes from that one. Let's see. We'll keep the titles there so people can see them. And this is called The Best.
How elite athletes are made.
Yeah. Some commonalities, things that all elite athletes tend to do. And it feels like a textbook. And this one's not.
It looks like
it's not going to be an easy read.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is just one of those books where I kind of went down the rabbit hole after buying some of these, and then this was, if you like those, then you'll probably like these. And I just started clicking on them and reading them. So I'm looking forward to this. The Secrets of Superhuman Performance, things like that. It's interesting because you said you're currently listening to, is it The Talent Code?
The Culture Code.
Culture Code. Same author.
Yes.
Talk about that for a little bit. I feel like I need to take a deep breath.
The Culture Code is basically they just dive into a few. Actually, they haven't got to it yet in the point where I'm at in the book. But I think the LSU baseball program is one of the organizations that they look at from a broader view to say, how did they develop the culture that they have in this place. Navy SEALs is another.
Yes.
But I don't have a synopsis for it, but right now I'm in the area of the book where they're talking about building safety. So one of the main principles in creating a culture that you want is building safety for the people that's in it. The way that they behave, the way that they think, the way that they fail.
Yeah.
So that's
you can fail
there,
and it's a safe place to fail, basically.
Well, sure, because everybody
you're going to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone failure inherently, I think, is a negative term or a negative experience.
Right.
That's actually for successful teams, for successful organizations, that's not true.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it. I mean, everyone talks about it, but how do you enact it is the question.
Yeah.
How do you remember it in the heat of the moment is the question. You learn more from failure.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to get better at something that you're not completely good at. So
no doubt.
Go. But it's an audio book though. I don't have a book to show.
Yeah. The Culture Code.
It's called the Culture Code.
Yep. Same author, right?
I think so.
I'm
Let me check.
trying to think. I can't remember the name of the author who wrote The Talent Code.
Oh, you can't. So if I tell you,
I will remember if you say it.
it's Daniel Coyle.
Oh, that's why I recognize that name.
Is that the
It
tough
sounds
stuff?
it sounds a lot like Cody Royal.
Because
When I said Cody Royal, I thought, is this the guy that wrote the Culture Code?
No, okay, gotcha.
And then it would be plastered all over this book if he had, because the Talent Code was very, very popular, widely popular in athletic circles, at least, and
Let me see if
leadership.
he wrote the Talent
But
Code.
but Dan, no, you're right.
It's the same guy.
Dan Coyle.
Yeah.
Dan Coyle. Yeah.
Yep, it is. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Well, here's something interesting. The last book that I've got here, this had rave reviews. I mean, it had great reviews. I had never seen it before. Written in like 2019. It's written by, well, I should say edited by Dr. Amy Whitehead and Jenny Coe. They're the authors of the book, but they utilize a lot of different people in these chapters, and so they give the credit to the people that basically are speaking to them, you know, sports psychologists and folks and such. And this is gonna give us some podcast episodes too. I know it is, because I've been I've been looking at this a little bit. Myths of sports coaching.
Anytime you bring in myths, it's something you can talk about.
It is, and the list of things. You ready?
We have
ready for number one? Well, these are the chapters.
So that
There are 20 chapters.
Okay,
so there must be 20 myths.
Okay, I got you.
Myths about deliberate practice, which is what Dan Coyle writes about in the opening chapters of the Talent Code. Yeah. Because chapter 9, 10,000 hours and early specialization, short-term gains or long-term pain. So those are two different things there. The 10,000 hours of practice, you'll develop a habit, and that's what it requires of you to get better.
Right.
And so they, I'm curious about this book.
Yeah, that first. So what does in the Talent Code? What does Dan say about the myth or deliberate?
It's not a myth. Oh no. He advocates for it. Basically, saying deliberate practice is making sure that you are practicing. Man, it's been a long time since I read this book, so I'm going to stumble all over this. But making sure that when you're practicing, you're not just going through the motions and just getting reps.
Yes.
Right. And so when I see someone say myths of deliberate practice, interesting. I'm curious as to what Mr. Edwin Coughlin has to say about this. So yeah, and there's also
good stuff.
There's also some QR codes at the beginning of each chapter where I think it takes you to YouTube and you can watch the person be interviewed about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Practice with a purpose, right?
Yeah, principal description of deliberate practice. Deliberate practice gets the most out of established and proven methods of development. Deliberate practice enables incremental improvement to emerge through the modification of existing skills. Deliberate practice encourages athletes to attempt tasks just outside of their current ability. It's pushing the envelope, things like that. Yeah. There's been a lot written about deliberate practice actually in the last decade or so.
Yeah.
And what it is.
I think I could see it because I feel like it's a weakness in our athletic programs, at least from my experience. Kids think just practice is the easy time.
Right.
Well, it's actually the opposite. That's true. You want the games to be the easy time, the practice to be what drives you and makes things difficult. So it's good stuff. Yeah. Have to get into that. So
yeah, it's going to be a busy semester, a busy spring, but I'm looking forward to, it's going to have to be one of the situations where you remove some things from your life that you're used to doing in order to add things that you haven't been doing as much. Like I love to read, but I just haven't been doing it as much.
Yeah.
And
it's funny. Do you have a one word?
I didn't. I don't, but I do. Like I have a word. Like if somebody were to ask me what's your one word for this year, I would say a word because it keeps coming up again and again and again. It's currently my favorite worship song that we sing in church.
Oh.
One word. Yeah. And this word kept coming up. It came up in a gift that was given to me for Christmas that I gave my wife as well. It's a couple little journaling books. Gratitude or grateful.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. And I was sitting there watching Palmer last week. And just like, you know what?
Cleaning up.
No one cares.
Puke.
No one cares about what I'm doing right here. But I am the most grateful person in the world right now. Just having this opportunity right here. Just being here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so I think I'm going to go with that. So let's go with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Now I got to do all that.
That drives everything. I mean,
it really does.
If you're, I mean, we've talked about this before. I know I've talked about it in church. It's a big thing. If you're dealing with, hard times, you're dealing with, if you feel down and heartbroken or whatever it is, depression, count the things that you're grateful for, write it down.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, that word specifically does. I thought you're just talking about one word in general. Having one word will drive you throughout the entire year.
Oh,
as well.
It will. And you're talking about doing some things that you should do and haven't been doing, or things that you enjoy. And so my one word is, you got it? My one word's balance.
Ooh.
Both in a state and
that's good for you.
A noun, and it is.
That's gonna be challenging for you.
Well, yeah. I mean,
which is good. It should. I mean, that's it shouldn't be easy.
Well, I mean, when you're talking to a guy that is absolutely dreading going on a cruise here in a couple weeks.
This is going to balance you like nothing else.
We'll see.
I don't get it. Like, have you been watching like the North Sea videos?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know how you get on that. It's like as soon as you watch one, now your whole YouTube, everything is filled with it.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
or TikTok, whatever they come up with.
I don't think the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico is quite.
They
like
are not
the
from
North
there.
Sea,
Yes. Yeah. But there have been storms in those as well, like down around Mexico.
Don't say that stuff.
Where are you guys going? Where are your ports of call?
Cozumel is the only port that I can remember.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember is because people have asked me over and over again, so I had to remember one so I could say
that's right,
Cozumel. But I did see a picture from someone that is on a cruise right now in Cozumel, and
beautiful.
They're at the port, and it looks pretty nice. But
how many days?
5. We're gonna leave on.
That's your first one.
Well, I don't know that we're gonna be. Well, I don't know.
You'll probably spend an entire.
I know nothing about.
You'll probably
this
spend
trip.
two entire days, like an entire day at Cozumel, and maybe I don't know.
I think there's 3 or 4 places we're stopping.
Yeah,
at.
and then you have a day at sea, and things like that.
So we'll probably go down.
That's
stop,
awesome.
Day at sea.
Yeah.
Stop.
Ours was 3, and
we're leaving on Friday, and we'll back late the next Thursday. So would that be 3 or would that be 5? I don't know. I mean, we'll be gone 5.
Yeah, you'll probably get on.
We'll be gone 7.
You'll get on the boat at like 11 o'clock in the morning or 1 whenever. I mean, if they tell you that your board time is 1 o'clock or whatever, like because you have to check in and all that and do the health screening and all. Go as early as you possibly can. They'll let you on.
That's assuming that the plane that I ride doesn't crash.
Are you flying in the same day? Are you flying in the day before, spending the night, and then going? That's what April and I did too.
Yeah.
Because if you're late, they're leaving you. I mean,
and see, me and Chassie's having an argument about this because she's, we're scheduling all these excursions.
Oh, ahead of time.
Yeah, and
yes.
But I'm like, make sure we schedule through Carnival. That's the cruise line we're going through. Because I want to make sure we're back to the boat on time. I don't want the boat to leave without us. She's like, they won't leave.
Because people do tell you that the better excursions are the ones that are on the island.
Yes.
That they will tell you that.
And
I have a friend here that it works that that she just recently went on one, and that's what she told me.
I'm not for sure you're too familiar with this, Coach, but I'm very familiar with this experience. That when I make a suggestion to my wife, it doesn't.
Careful.
It doesn't. She hears me, but it doesn't get taken.
She hears
action.
you as though in the same way that if someone outside now screamed, we would hear them.
Yes. Right. But so the excursion that we're going on is not through Carnival, as I suggested. So I'll probably I'll probably get left.
You're going to be left on some
Cozumel.
island.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy. Next time we see you, you have a long beard and you look like Castaway,
And,
Tom Hanks.
A volleyball.
Yeah, Wilson.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
So.
We didn't schedule any excursions. It was our first cruise, and it's your first one too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was our first cruise, and are your kids going too?
They are.
So the whole fam is going. So yeah, you're going to need to keep them. Like us old people, we just got to lay on the beach. Like this is an excursion for me, right? Just enjoy this.
I'm worried about the boat. Were you sick on the boat?
We were not. I couldn't even tell we were on it.
Yeah.
And it was smooth sailing for us. There were no storms. The weather was great. But
what time of the year did you go?
October.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We went out of Miami, went down to the Bahamas.
I think that's what we're doing. We're either going to Miami or Tampa. Is Tampa on the
Tampa's
golf
on the
side?
Gulf side. You'll probably go out of there.
Yeah, that's where I think that's where we're going.
Man, that's a nice city. We went on vacation there 2 summers ago, and I want to go back.
Yeah.
In the Tampa area, Madeira Beach.
I've never been to the Gulf side. I went.
Water's beautiful, calm.
That's kind of what I've actually had dreams about the water in the Gulf of Mexico.
You've never seen it?
But I've never seen it.
Oh,
I mean, in
man,
pictures
yeah.
I have.
It's incredible, yeah. And the Caribbean Sea is just blue, dark blue. It's great. But then the Gulf is, the white sand makes that clear water look so good. And it was so calm that I took a what do you call it, a boogie body board or whatever out there, and a drink and a book, and sat it on. Sat it down and stood out about waist high, chest high, out in the water, reading while I was when I was in the Gulf 2 years ago. Huh. Yeah. Now it wasn't like that every day. But there were some days where it was like, man, this is nice. It's calm. And then it was starting
shark
to pick up.
tried to attack you or
jellyfish. You could feel the fish swimming up against you.
Could you see them?
In the clear water, you could see to a certain point. You could see them. They weren't any sharks or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure there were.
They were there.
They
were there. Yeah.
Jellyfish.
Yeah. What are the big jellyfish? Manta ray or whatever those are called.
Yeah. I stepped on a stingray once when I was a kid.
Did you?
The thing that killed Steve Irwin. Yeah.
Did it sting you?
Yes, it did.
Really?
Yeah, because when you step on their back, they sting you. This is what the lifeguard told me.
I thought I had been stung. Stingray stung you with its tail.
It does, but its tail goes like that.
Oh, really?
So it stung me, not on the foot. It stung me in the calf.
Oh.
In the calf. And I thought, what in the heck? I had been stung by jellyfish before.
But does it stab you?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you could see where the tentacles, there was like a hole. I mean, just like a pinhole in my calf, and it got real tough, and that skin got leathery and just died. But it stung like crazy. But the guy, the lifeguard put some ammonia or something on it. I don't know. But he said that was a stingray most likely, because he said, tell me what happened. And I said, I don't know. I was 13, 14 years old. I was jumping over the waves. I don't ever do this anymore. I don't ever jump in the ocean anymore. He said, that's what got you. He said stingray's defense mechanism, stingrays swim along the bottom of the ocean. And when you land on one, their defense mechanism is that tail has their stinger. It goes up and stings you.
Yeah.
Like, Steve Irwin just kind of pet the top of that, and it stung him and went through his heart and put that venom in his heart. Yeah. And yeah, tragic. But that's what happened. But like jellyfish will they'll just sting you.
Did it itch after?
Yeah. I mean, how wasps sting, itches, and
This might be hard for you to believe, but I don't spend a lot of time in the ocean.
In the water.
Yeah.
My wife. See, we need to go on vacation together, because my wife doesn't like getting in the water either.
Yeah.
You guys have something. She'd have somebody to talk to, right? Because we're always out in the water. Like
I really like to sit on the
patio up
balcony and just look at the ocean. It's pretty nice.
Do you guys have a balcony room on your cruise?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And someone said you really need to try, but I think we're going with a group of like 30.
Say, you got a bunch. Oh, really?
Yeah, there are huge groups going. So it was just kind of, hey, do you guys want to go? And I'm like, absolutely not. And then 3 weeks later, Chastity let me know that we were going.
You're going, yeah, because she didn't hear you.
Right.
She heard you. Didn't listen.
Right. Didn't take it into action. Yeah. So no, I'm I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a good experience for me to.
I kid you not. I probably think I have thought about the cruise that we went on every day since we got back.
That's crazy.
At some point during the day or evening or morning, just some point, something just triggers my memory. I loved it so much that and I'll tell you, I don't know if I don't know. Did I show you any pictures?
I don't know.
I don't post pictures anymore. I'm not posting a bunch of stuff on social medias anymore. I mean, other than baseball stuff and church stuff.
Yeah.
But personal life stuff. I mean, those are our experiences. You guys don't need to know what we did.
Yeah.
Right? And so I had like one of my favorite pictures though, like no one's in it. It's just our back, because we did have a balcony room. Because actually April said, I'm not going unless I have a balcony room, because she I mean, this is why it's taken us so long to go on one. You know, we're 30 years into marriage. She's terrified of boats. Like she didn't want to get on a boat.
I don't blame her.
And
boats sink, Coach.
Especially these videos you've been watching.
Especially ones that get hit by rogue waves.
Yes. Yeah, those are fishing boats that are out there in the treacherous seas that you're seeing.
Yeah.
There is a movie I think that's coming out about it's not a movie. It's a new episode of like 911. That show 911. Don't watch it. I just saw a preview the other day while I was watching
football.
Cruise ship. It's a cruise ship.
I've
tips over.
Poseidon, the Poseidon movie.
It's upside down under the water.
You get stuck upside down. Yeah. Or 2012.
Yeah.
You watched 2012?
Is that Stephen King?
No. It's the Mayan calendar ended in the world with it, and all the volcanoes happened and all these waves hit, and it turned the I mean, just a monster wave came and blasted the cruise ship. Depending on which version of the movie you watch, the cruise ship actually gets hoisted up on this rock in one of the endings. It's saved, but
okay,
that's the only one.
Yeah. Well, of course, and the most famous one of all, Titanic.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with the ocean and like a fearful
you don't mess with
fascination.
It. Yeah.
But one of my favorite movies is The Perfect Storm. Have you seen that?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Scary.
Them going up that wave there. Yes.
Yeah. But there's so many. It's like
that's what these videos are like.
Kinda, yeah. But because that's just a little boat. That was just a little fishing boat.
Yeah.
And but they got up, they get out of it and they see the sunshine, and then
you couldn't see it because of how huge the waves were and everything.
And now they drop back down in it, and the guy says it's not going to let us out.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that's crazy. They fought it up.
Just when you thought that the sunshine was there, and
so we're going to do that. What is it? The 26th we'll leave. So the 26th, and maybe, I don't know. I could probably call in.
Peak hurricane season, peak storm season for that area of the world.
We could do a podcast from the boat. Maybe.
Ooh.
Might be able to do that.
Are you buying the package, the data package?
Absolutely.
We did not.
Well, I could imagine that. You're the guy that puts his phone in the
drawer and doesn't pick it up again until the vacation's over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Coach, the university would cease to exist if I became.
You can't truly take a vacation.
Right. Ever. Yeah. I mean, people.
Pat is making everything. So all this stuff. The reason why we're able to get you guys a podcast, and is because we're utilizing the data. The waves, I don't even know what they are, what the language is, that Coach Martin actually puts together here on this campus.
All me.
Everything you see on the outside of his screen there, the green, everything that's running across the green there at Cutler Hall, the president's office and all that, it's all because you spend a lot of time in Cutler Hall, don't you?
It has nothing to do with people that are much smarter. We came up to Kroger's.
So you better not have anybody from OIT who listens to this podcast.
We came up to Kroger's the other day in Athens for some reason, and saw one of my what?
Did you bring your own bags?
I heard. Oh, it was.
I'm still getting used to this. I carried a bunch of stuff out in my arms the other day because I get to the end and it says, "How many paper bags would you like to purchase?"
Why don't?
I went,
hold on.
I don't care about the bag thing. I prefer paper bags anyway. But here's the thing: Kroger has always had paper bags. You've always had the option to get paper bags. Why now do we have to buy them, Kroger? Answer that.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like 15 cents a bag. I'm like, what is this? And the guy comes up, he goes, yeah, you have to purchase the bags. And I went, didn't used to have to purchase the bags. He goes, well, they were plastic. I said, no, these have always been here.
No, yeah, that's
So
what I was going to say.
I said, heck with this. I took my sweatshirt out and started putting stuff in like that.
I've seen people complain about it, and I wonder, because I'm like, I remember going to the grocery store when I was young. It was always paper bags.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're easy to start backyard fires in the fire pit with, right? Wad them up, put them underneath the wood. Yeah,
Shoot, I forgot.
I get it. I get it. And I'm an ocean guy too, and I understand the plastic bag thing is destroying the ocean, destroying turtles, destroying populations of living things. I get that, and I don't mind it at all. I don't like being charged more for a bag.
That's someone trying to profit on a concept, But we saw one of my colleagues, me and my two sons Jake and were walking through the store, and we saw, and I talked to him, and they were like, that guy pretty smart. I said, oh yeah, he's.
Oh, really your kids ask you if that guy was smart,
and they're like, is he smarter than you? I'm like, it's not even close. He's brilliant. So we have a lot of very.
Where
smart
did he?
people.
Do you know where he graduated from? Where he got his?
I do not.
His MIT degree.
I do not. No. Why? Why do you ask?
I don't know. I was wondering if he got it here.
I don't know. I just know he is very smart. Yeah.
You went here,
and we have no. I went to. I have associate's degrees, 2 associate's degrees
here. Okay.
Never did get my bachelor's degree.
Oh, you don't have it at all?
Nope.
I didn't know that.
Nope. I tried. I originally went to tried to go to Rio, and my credits didn't really transfer there. And then I looked into doing it here.
Transfer from where?
Hawking.
Okay.
Hawking College. That's where I got my 2 associate's degrees.
And you worked. Oh, you didn't get them from here.
No.
Associates. Okay.
Nope.
So you're just working here.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't go here either.
Yeah, I know. I started in building material, wholesale building material supply. I was an inside sales representative.
Is that what you were doing at EdMap?
No, that
was IT work.
Yeah, it was IT. Okay. So I was selling J-channel and siding to contractors. I've got a lot of nice contractor stories that I could tell. Pretty funny, pretty interesting industry. But
you got a little sales background in you.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. And a job came open here in Athens at a place called Diagnostic Hybrids.
Yes,
which was based in in a building. It was a company that Ohio University supported,
right?
And getting started and developing. And I was going to say I kind of grew up with them, but we were at the what's that called? I forget.
Innovation Center.
Innovation Center. Yeah. And the company grew up, got big, and then they moved to State Street.
We used to do baseball workouts out there in part of their building, like on the back side of their building that was still open, because Brent Hayes owned that building, and his kid was coming up through the ranks at Athens High School.
Oh, you mean down on State Street?
Yeah, where it is now. Quite L is what it's called now.
But
Dave Scholl sold that baby for.
Yeah, they were bought out by a company in San Diego.
Yeah,
I had multiple opportunities to go to San Diego to visit. I never did. You know why?
Didn't want to get on the plane?
Absolutely, because
San Diego's a beautiful city.
That's what I've heard. I've heard San Diego's really nice.
It is. Have you ever met Dave Scholl?
Absolutely.
By the way,
yeah,
you talk about somebody who there are people when you're in the room with them, like at a dinner or whatever. I had dinner with him one time. Not just him, it was like a whole group of people, but Sandlot board basically, because he was a big Sandlot supporter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, loved baseball.
Yeah,
and there were some dynamic people in that room. Kevin Schwartzel, who owns a couple of businesses and is a Big Ten official. Yeah, great personality.
Man does a lot.
Dave owned the room. I mean, he owns the room. When he's in the room, he's the man.
He does.
It's incredible.
He does. Really good guy.
Yeah, charismatic dude.
Dave was Diagnostic Hybrids CEO, president.
Yeah.
For the longest time.
Right.
So, I know Dave.
Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on the. He's
a trustee from Ohio University. Yeah.
So
we just bored a ton of people.
Yeah, everyone fell asleep. So.
No, well, we're catching up.
Right.
First episode of 2024. Happy New Year.
Yet?
I have. Mm-hmm. I've started a new workout, by the way.
Are we talking personal or the team?
Personal workout.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Oh yeah, we've started team workouts too.
I have a workout
open
that was
gyms
given
and
to
things
me
like
by
that.
a very reputable trainer,
exercise physiologist.
Yes,
yeah.
but
you haven't started it yet.
the problem with what he gave me was it didn't.
It's hard.
There was no motivation.
He didn't give you the motivation with it. Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of century sets?
No.
So I was reading about this, and to be honest, what I did was I looked up what are some guys doing that are my age, like 50 years old, who want to stay fit.
This is
right.
I texted this,
and so yeah. And the truth is, the people who really get after it, they're like, nothing different, man. Just do it, right? I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that, right? I mean, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But this one that I ran into, this guy was really fit and everything, and he said that he every now and then he'll go through the cycle where he does these things called century sets. It's one set of 100 reps of the main exercises, like lift, bench press, squat, overhead press, rows, yeah, and then I've added some curls to it as well. And you would think that this, like, let's say you decide to sit down right now at a bench, and you say just with the bar, the 45-pound bar. Do 100 reps.
Probably wouldn't.
Do 100 reps.
I'd get dumbbells.
To most people, you'd be like, this is easy. And of course, the first 50 or 60, you're like, this is easy.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you're cranking them out and everything. And the first day I've been doing this every morning, okay? And I get to what it is. It's mentally taxing. It's getting into your central nervous system and saying, you got to finish this. Like, and I keep reminding myself of David Goggins. Like, just when my body feels like I cannot lift this thing. I'm talking about the bar. I'm at like rep 85, and I'm like, dude, my heart rate is up, and I'm, if somebody would have come down into my basement and see me struggling with the bar on rep 87, not knowing it's rep 87, like, dude, what are you doing? You can't lift the bar, right? But I'm not kidding you, man. When you get to 100, you can't wait to rack that thing back up again.
There ain't no doubt. I'm wondering. A thought just came to my mind there, because obviously that's not something you want your baseball
athletes
players to do.
Yeah. For me, now in my life,
I wonder if this would be okay. I wonder if you do that after you do
every now and then, like a burnout. Yeah, just say go until you can't go anymore.
Or if you did it for the cardio aspect after you work out, after
the
you
mental aspect of it.
Well,
yeah.
True.
Don't give up.
Hey,
don't give up. There's no reason to. If you drop that bar on you right now, not going to hurt you even. There's no weight on it.
I'm sorry. We've a girl that's been coming to workouts with us for quite a while, and she does other workouts too. She actually sees. We had Makai Branch. A couple years ago.
She works out with him.
She works out with him.
Yeah, dude's a beast.
Oh yeah,
since we had him on,
he's an Olympic lifter.
Yeah,
yeah. But not Olympic, but he's a power lifter.
Right, Olympic lifts.
Competitive, yeah. Olympic. But she deadlifted 200, which was a PR the other day, and then the next day after, she did 215.
The next day,
yeah. And it was just getting through that struggle, that challenge, and knowing, oh yeah, I'm facing resistance, but I'm going to go through it. Like, the experience of that means so much to athletes when you're standing at the plate or when you're on the mound, or anytime you're in one of those situations. It means so much just to know this is tough, but I can get through it. Just the positive thinking,
right?
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just doing them, knowing that there's going to come a point where you're going to feel like you literally can't do anymore.
Yeah.
But just push through and get a few more in.
I tried to Maya was deadlifting the other day, and it was Tuesday, and he's like, "Hey, could you put that bar up on the rack for me?" We just got to wait. He was going to take the weights off after he racked it up, and I tried to clean this thing. And
with the weight that he was deadlifting?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled every muscle in my abdomen and every muscle in my back, because I tried to clean it and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I caught it like I got it up and I caught it. I'm like, yeah, that was a horrible example for everyone in the weight room. Where I'm not going to say how much weight it was, so I don't want to embarrass myself. But yeah, definitely need to get back into workouts. But I was talking about baseball workouts. You guys started baseball workouts?
Yeah, we pulled on Sundays.
Have you been going before Christmas?
We did like 3 before Christmas.
Yeah, that's nice though, because you got guys throwing now.
Yeah.
I want to. Let's see. We got into the gym.
Got about 6 pitchers throwing.
So good deal.
Yeah, people. The guys that are playing basketball, of course.
Right. Yeah. I think
small school. We don't have a ton of guys, but
you said you had a good turnout the other day.
We did. Yeah, and for our open gym.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be open gym. It was going to be instruction, which we're allowed to do with 6 guys.
Right.
Right. And I get there. I walk in at 6. I mean, it starts at 6:30. We literally can't start until 6:30 because the girls' basketball team's in there.
Right.
And so we show up early. There's no room. We're not doing anything. We're just waiting. So I get there at 6:15. There's already 9 guys in there, and then guys just keep trickling in. I look at Wes, Coach Buckley. I said, "This is now an open gym." And I explained to them, okay, when we get in here, here's what your coaches are going to do. Right? They're going to help get the net up and everything, get the kit, get the machine out, get the tees out. We'll basically instruct you guys where to find this stuff and how to do it. Once it's up, you're putting balls on tees, you're feeding the machine, you're throwing your bullpen with your catchers. The good thing about our catchers is they're good about leading their pitchers, and so I can just tell them.
Saw one of your catchers the other day.
Which one?
Caleb Abner.
Caleb, yeah. Caleb is a hard worker, man.
He came in and caught. I think he caught.
He caught Ethan.
Maddie and Ethan.
Yep. His thumb was killing him on Sunday. He caught Maddie again Sunday night. And I had the radar out behind him. Matthew came and threw a bullpen.
They worked out also at Meg's because, do you know why? Do you know why they chose Meg's to work out?
He's transferring?
No.
Guarantee he's not. No.
Because our mounds are lighter. Our indoor mounds.
Man, ours are beasts. One of them is. The one Dustin's father-in-law made. That thing is heavy.
I bought one from Coach Huffman's.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
did he build it the same?
Oh, and the thing is, it's falling apart now because I've had it outside. I had it covered with a tarp.
Yeah.
But the tarp got ripped, and it's falling apart. But I can't. I'm like, it's staying there. I'm not moving it.
Well, I think what we would like to do to ours is we'd like to actually cut off the slope part, like cut it right there, and put hinges on it, and put hinges on the flat part of the mound, and so hinges on the slope, and then you just hinge it together.
That's and that's our mounds are our indoor.
The ones that you buy
are
a lot like that.
These are like foam, but they're 2-piece.
Yeah.
So
we had foam ones at Athens. One person could drag it out.
Yeah.
You can carry these with 2, but we tell guys, let's get 3 on it. 2 on one side and the third one on the other, just kind of guiding it. But yeah,
it's that time of the year. Maya went and he had practice with travel ball
with his summer team.
Yeah,
awesome.
So
it is. It's getting there. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you. You asked about workouts too. We talked about personal workouts. We bought a new treadmill for the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so with that, you get the subscription service that, where you can like follow these trainers and everything. I got it for I don't care to use that stuff. I'm going to just let it run out and cancel it at the end of the month. But right now I'm using it because I've got it, and it's making me want to travel the world and visit all these places. Like going back to the cruise thing, like the first day I took a run on a beach in Japan with this dude. It's like, man, this is beautiful here. Huh. Like the trainer's actually like talking and leading you and explaining where you're going and all this stuff. And it's pretty cool.
See,
it's problem called iFit is the name of the app.
The problem with the beaches of Japan, Komodo dragon.
It could get you.
They'll eat you.
They'll eat you. Yeah. So, you got it. No, you run faster.
Yeah.
Well, here's where I went this morning.
Okay.
Here's where I went this morning. I was in the Swiss Alps.
Nice.
Yeah. The town of Zermatt, I think is how you say it.
Oh,
Zermatt.
Never heard of
it. Yeah. We started in the town. Like he said, we're going to go on a light run. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. The town, it's cool. It's like the town's in a valley, but you've got the mountains.
So what if you just stop running?
If you stop, the video will continue. Well, you can't because it's connected to the treadmill. Like, you mean like if you hit stop?
No. I mean, if you just go to a walk.
If you stop running, you'll run. The treadmill will throw you off the back.
But what if you?
Like if you slow it down.
Yeah.
Here's what it did, because I actually speeded it up a little bit. Like the warm up was way too slow. Like who walks 2 miles an hour? That's too slow. And so I punched the warm up to 3, and I got this little notification. It was the guy that was leading the run. He goes, "I'll take note and make adjustments to your workout. I'll take note of the changes you just made." It's like next time I'm with him, like I'm guessing the warm up will be a little faster and everything. But no, it was just a light run around this little town in the Swiss Alps, and it was odd. Like
that does seem
I still
neat.
think about I felt like I visited there this morning, because it was like 35 minutes. It was a long run, and now listen, it wasn't hard. I hadn't run in a while.
So are you running every day?
It was a jog to a lot of people probably.
How often are you gonna run?
I've been on it every day.
Really?
But it's not like today was the first time I ran this week. Well, I take that back. The first time I ran, like it was just a run, like not intervals. Because I like doing intervals. I like doing like the walk, jog, run.
Yeah.
Walk, jog, run, which is what we did on the Japan beach. I can't remember what the name of that beach was, but anyway, it's fun. It's cool. It's
probably overlooked that forest where everyone kills themselves in it.
Well, the next day, like the trainer said, "Hey, come, tomorrow we're going to be in the forest, the jungle, we called it. We're going to be in the jungle." But the problem I'll be honest with you, I didn't go back to that same plan, because they come in like plans, like group of 4, because it was way too easy yesterday. It was way too. I mean,
well, good for you, Mr.
Well,
athlete.
no, it was just. I thought to myself, "Are all these like this?" But I chose like beginner or intermediate or whatever. Today's wasn't hard, but it was good. Like it was. I felt I sweat. Like I didn't hardly sweat yesterday. Today I sweat, and like tomorrow we're actually going to do a hike in the mountains. He says it'll be a little harder. It won't be all running. It'll be some running. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're like when you're going up, the treadmill just increases for you. It goes down. I mean, it's
nice.
Cool. It'll speed up, slow down, depending on. I mean, like going through town, he got stopped sometimes by car, like automobiles, like on the street, and the streets are real narrow.
Okay, so when he stopped on the video, you just continue to run. Oh, it slows the treadmill down?
If he slows down to like a walk, it'll slow you down, and then it'll speed back up.
I'll be darned.
It's cool. And here's what I'm thinking the whole time too. Like I want to, like who's filming that?
It's probably a GoPro.
But there are times when you could see his whole body. Like it's not connected to him. Yeah. Like it pans out sometimes, and sometimes it's in front of him, and sometimes it's behind him, and sometimes it shows you the terrain, the scenery. And so like there's obviously somebody else with him. And
like
we went down steps.
Google smart car following behind him.
It's smooth. The camera work is incredible with these. I want to watch the making of an iFit video or something like that sometime.
That does seem interesting.
Because it does. I don't know.
Definitely steps.
Recommend it.
Anybody.
Yeah, you watch. I'm probably going to end up buying this thing at the end of the month now because it's so much fun.
Oh, you got to.
The places like Australia and New Zealand and these places.
Problem with Australia.
You got to fly or
tarantulas
sail to get there.
Scorpions.
You ever been to Africa? My mom visited Africa once.
Did she really?
Yeah, for a couple of weeks she was in Kenya, Nairobi.
Nice. No, I've definitely never been anywhere.
Yeah, lions are there. She has videos of hippopotamuses. Hippopotamus? Or is that hippopotami? What's the
not
plural?
Sure. Depends on
those will flip a boat.
That's true.
They will flip a boat.
They can eat a boat, like bite through the boat.
It's the most treacherous
jaws.
animal in the world.
I know.
Yeah. Would you like to see a hippo versus an elk?
I think the hippo wins.
Like a moose. Is it a moose? What's those ones that sometimes show up in New England? My cousin who lives in Connecticut I think he had a moose in his neighbor's yard one day.
Did he go out and try to scare it? Or
he did not leave the house, I don't think.
That's like a bear. You don't want to get around those things.
We're seeing a lot of those around here.
Bears?
Yeah, I haven't, but people are like showing videos of like, I recognize that. That's in West Virginia.
I don't know.
And there's black bear.
Yeah.
Now you see a brown one, I think that's when you want to.
Yeah, I haven't had time to.
You're still thinking about this cruise that you got to psych yourself up for this cruise.
Right.
What do you think? Is it time?
I think so. Probably
time to wind it
everyone's starting to, this music's definitely going to put them to sleep.
It's chill.
We'll try to be
This is what you call chill.
more focused.
Study music.
Next time we see you all.
I'm about to sit down and read a little bit here, so we're listening to some chill.
I can turn my audiobook on.
Yeah. I listen to audiobooks all the time.
I usually listen to mine before I go to bed.
What do you use? What's your app?
Audible.
Yep. Do you pay for the subscription, or you just get all the free ones?
We get it because
or you get
we have
free credit.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
but I don't get books. I don't.
You have to. There's some books you have to pay for though if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the same deal. I
paid for.
I get like 1 credit a month or something like that, and then I don't know. I might be paying for a plan. I don't even realize it.
Yeah.
I like Audible, but I tell you what, if you really like audiobooks, there are apps that will connect you to like your local library, or which is, and now your local library has this. We can get any book that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But digitally. But I use Libby, the Libby app, which is just a library book app, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's good. Libby and Hoopla are the two that I use.
Try that out.
And I like if there's a book that's not available, I'll just put it in my queue, like to hold it, and yeah, I've been using it for a while.
Good deal.
Good stuff.
Coach, good seeing you.
Studio looks good.
Yeah, looks great.
Hopefully it works all right. Let's see. The pod looks good.
We'll see everyone next week.